Hey, we all have limitations, and you know what your limitations are. So don't forget, don't be afraid to ask for some help if you need it. Well, this week I'm going to do a video on my second installment of tips and tricks, and I apologize for all the background noise, the cars going back and forth. It's the 4th of July here in Michigan State, and the little cabin on the lake here that we got is got a highway going by it, and during the holidays it gets pretty busy. And Michigan's just full of people, so I apologize for all the background noise. Anyway, this week I want to talk about some alternative things that you can try for yourself that I've done that's successful for me. And the first thing we're going to talk about will be using mulch as a ground cover instead of gravel or some other type of road surfacing on your driveway. We're also going to talk about, because I travel a lot, what I did to make sure that the chickens have got plenty of water and feed while we're gone. I built a feeder, and I built a waterer that I think is kind of different, and I like it. I'm going to share that with you. And then also water filtration. We're going to talk about that for sediment purposes, not for removing chemicals and that kind of thing. So the first thing I want to talk about is my driveway. I live in Colorado. There's a lot of clay in the soil, so whenever it rains, the mud is just like driving on grease, and I don't really want to invest in gravel or some other kind of road base, just because I'm cheap that way. But a friend of mine has a tree cutting service, and he mulches these trees up into these little fine wood chips, and I started putting it down around in my garden to mulch the garden. I don't know if any of you have seen the Garden of Eden video about sheep mulching and composting, and how that it's a no-till form of gardening. You can look that up. It's on YouTube. No, it's not on YouTube. I think it's on Vimeo. But anyway, I started noticing that whenever I'd go outside after a rain, everything would be muddy everywhere around, and I could go out in the garden and I wouldn't even get my feet muddy, much less be sinking or slipping in the mud. And so I called my friend with the tree mulch and asked him to come out and bring a load on the driveway, and he told me that he actually uses it on his driveway. It lasts about as long as gravel. It works well, and so he'll bring me out a load occasionally. And then there's also another fellow that lives fairly close to my house that also has a tree trimming service, and I go to his place and he loads it up for me for free. All I have to do is haul it home and unload it. So a lot of mulch you can get for free. Here in Michigan they charge you for it, and there's more trees here than anywhere. But the places I've looked around here for mulch, they will charge you for it. But in Colorado, where I live, it's free. If you can get it, or if they have their business close enough to you, they'll drop it off for you just to have a place to put it. So it works really well as a driveway, and I would recommend anybody trying that has a distance on their driveway and you're trying to get it covered up. I think you'd be happy with it. The other thing that I want to talk about is my chickens. The feeding system is very simple. I got a 4-inch PVC pipe and put a 4-inch Y with a 2-inch Y coming off of the fitting, and 4-inch bulkhead seal or a gasket, and put that into the barrel into a hole that I'd cut out, and then stuck the pipe up through that. The pipe only sticks through that about an inch or so, and then I just filled the barrel up with grain, and the chickens have 50 gallons of feed to eat while I'm gone. And of course the top of that barrel is sealed to keep out rain and dust and all that kind of stuff. For the watering system, I used a 15-gallon barrel that I got, and I put that on top of a water cube that I had covered up with black plastic to keep algae from growing in it. And so the water comes off of the roof into the gutters, from the gutters into the 15-gallon barrel. All the little floaties go to the top, and all the sediment goes to the bottom of this barrel. So that way I'm taking the water only from the middle, where it's pretty well self-filtered, and then that goes down into the water cube. From that it goes to a regular hose bib, and I've got that connected to a water filter for a drip irrigation system, and then from that it goes to watering cups that self-fill, and the chickens and the bees drink out of that. So it works out really well while I'm gone. I've been real happy with that. Finally, the last thing that I want to talk about is water filtration. Now, what I use in my house is, I've done the whole water cartridge, and you open up the canister and you pull out the nasty cartridge and you put a new one in, and then you're good to go for another 3 to 6 months. And they only work with sediment, and that's the issue that I have. I just have a lot of hard sediment in my water, which is granite, and I've used these water filters that you get from Walmart or one of the big box stores somewhere. I've used those forever, and when I moved to Colorado, I found a little bit different filtration system that uses the filtration discs. They look kind of like checkers all stacked on top of each other. And so we're going to go to one of the big box stores and visit about the different water filters they are and what I'm doing. And the crew is not real excited about going down there because you know, there's a few of us and the ruckus it would cause, but they'll get over it. So let's head down there. If you have problems with sediment in your water like I do, most of us use these sediment filters with the replacement cartridges, and I've been doing that for years. But in my house, I was at the Soil and Water Conservation District, and I saw that they had water filters for drip irrigation systems, and I looked at it and I decided to try that, and that's what I use on my house. And what I like about those is, unlike these things, they have washable elements in them, so you don't replace these cartridges. You simply take them out, wash them, clean them up, put them back together, and you put them back in use. They're fantastic, and they actually cost about the same as these filters, but the cartridge is reusable. I love that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents for today on water filters, and have a great day. That's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next week, or next month, or whenever I get to it. I always answer questions, whether posted publicly or privately. See you then.